Hello, I'm the Analyst, and normally I talk about Hollywood's biggest box office flops. Today, however, I'm looking at the weekend box office. Last weekend saw a massive opening from Beauty and the Beast, which took in $174.75 million. Among the multitude of records it broke were top opening in the month of March, top opening in the season of spring, which is defined as March and April, top opening for a fantasy film, top opening for a musical, and top opening for a PG-rated film. That ultimately marks the sixth best opening of all time, having surpassed Iron Man 3 to hit that mark after it fared better than its $170 million estimate on Sunday. Audiences gave it an A cinema score, which suggests good word of mouth. From here, it's likely this plays akin to the Hunger Games and will likely end its run with at least $465 million stateside. Overseas, having opened everywhere except France, Australia, and Japan, the film took in $182.28 million for a worldwide opening of $357.03 million. Odds are ultimately that this gets at least close to $1 billion worldwide, if not beating that mark. Kong, Skull Island took second place, down 54% to $27.83 million, and through 10 days the reboot has claimed $109.11 million in the US, and here appears to be on track for $165 million. Overseas, it has made over $150 million thus far, and with debuts in China and Japan on the horizon, will wrap its run up with close to $300 million outside the States. Logan bled another 53% to $17.82 million to push Hugh Jackman's final portrayal of Wolverine up to $184.34 million thus far, and remains on pace for a final total around $220 million stateside and about $400 million abroad. Get Out, meanwhile, continued to hold on better than the norm, easing 35% to $13.44 million, and with $133.31 million after 24 days, will soon surpass Split to become the highest grossing title ever from producer Jason Blum, and will end its run with around $170 million stateside. The Belko experiment, meanwhile, failed to live up to expectations with just $4.14 million, coming in lower than The Darkness, and will probably flame out with $10 million. Now for this weekend's projections, as Beauty and the Beast will easily repeat. Question is how hard it will fall. If it plays like the Hunger Games, which would be a drop in the low 60s, it will finish the weekend with about $67 million. However, if it held closer to Alice in Wonderland, it finished the weekend with around $94 million. Let's assume it ends up closer to Alice, particularly given how it held incredibly well on Saturday and Sunday, but it probably won't hold quite as well as Alice. I'm calling a 49% drop to $89.1 million, which would be the fourth biggest second weekend ever. Opening in second place will be the newest incarnation of the Power Rangers. Of course, the best comparison for this would be 2014's reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, though that had a much stronger brand when it opened to $65.58 million, and it also had the backing of producer Michael Bay. While there are a lot of television series of the Power Rangers, they haven't had a blockbuster run theatrically, with their last appearance being the disappointing 1997 Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. I'd say while it won't match the original Turtles remake, it could do as well as the sequel Out of the Shadows, which should spell an opening weekend of about $35 million. Life will open in third place as the sci-fi thriller brings back Ryan Reynolds with the writers of Deadpool. Of course, this isn't exactly the most promising aspect, as Deadpool and Life are two completely different movies. Additionally, the film features notorious box office... well, he's not exactly poison, but he isn't exactly bankable Jake Gyllenhaal, and is directed by Daniel Espinosa of Safe House. Additionally, it comes in for the R-rated crowd after Get Out and Logan have already gotten to them. Still, it looks unique enough to have at least a sizable showing. I say an opening weekend of 17 million. Fourth place will belong to Kong Skull Island, which should fade 52% to 13.4 million, holding on slightly better than last weekend and much better than Godzilla. Taking the fifth place slot will be Chips, an R-rated adaptation of a late 70s buddy cop show starring Dax Shepard, who also writes and directs. I'm honestly surprised he got a second job after the failure of Hit and Run. Of course, this is obviously trying to be 21 Jump Street, which took in 36.3 million back in March 2012 after appearing as a subversive take on its source material. However, lightning doesn't strike twice, and it's more likely this falls in line with fellow adaptation Entourage, which disappointed 2 years ago and opens with 10 million. Get Out should ease another 30% to 9.4 million and will rapidly close in on the 150 million mark, while Logan will slip another 50% to 8.9 million and get closer to that $200 million mark. Thanks for watching, press the like button, be sure to subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Tyler the Analyst.